This play initiates behind the Washington goal, and it starts in this fracas between Jaromir Jagr and Peter Bondra. The two of them go at it, but then Mark Tenorti skates in, and the end result is that Jagr and Tenorti each get 2 minutes. Now we'll get that 4-on-4 that we were talking about earlier. I was going to say that the Capitals have the Penguins off their game. Who would you rather have off the ice? Although with the Capitals hurting so much on defense, losing Tenorti hurts them almost as much as the Penguins losing Jagr.
Lemieux winning that face-off. Now he comes back with a puck to the right point to Corey Foster. Drilling into the net. Kolzig through traffic made the save. Gonchar knocking down one of the Penguins in front. It's Kevin Miller, is it not?
It is. Yeah, normally you'd say if Tenorti goes and Jagr goes, advantage to the Capitals, but with their defense so short, that is not necessarily the case. Fans want a penalty on Gonchar for taking down Miller, but by that time, Kolzig already has the puck. No penalty called there.
Well, Sandstrom comes on, and now Miller sits down. Foster and Joseph have a discussion with Mario Lemieux. Lemieux's telling him what he wants to do with a face-off if he can win it. To the left of Kolzig. 12:18 to go in the third. In regulation, tied at 3. Lemieux won the draw. Joseph cranks it up. It was bouncing. He didn't get good wood to it. Hit a leg and comes off now to Jimmy Johnson of the Caps. On the center to Kelly Miller. He skates a lot like Mark Recchi does, the former Penguin. Just kind of runs on his skates. Recchi's having a terrific series with the Montreal Canadiens. He's playing like the wrecking ball of old.
Well, he really has been strong, hasn't he?
And another face-off. Oh.
Next game on Prime Sports will be Monday, Game 3 from the they're calling it still the USA Arena this week. Washington Capitals, Game 3. Coverage begins at 7 o'clock with the SportsBeat pregame show. Me and Guy will be there for that. Then stay tuned for Hockey Hotline coming up next tonight, Monday and Wednesday night. New building in Washington will not be ready to go until 1997. So many buildings closing and hosting their final games. They'll play one more year at the USA Arena, and then they'll move into downtown Washington.
Does that mean we can go back there next year for the playoffs?
Yes, you can. It's automatic. It's a rite of spring.
Bobonka and Nedved. Face-off won by the Capitals in a 3-3 tie. They lead the series 1-0. Bondra centers it one right by everybody onto the far wing. Cote slipping to the corner. Zubov. They've got Bondra out here and Bobonka against the Penguins, Francis and Nedved. Remember, Jagr's in the penalty box. And he'll have to be in there too until they get a whistle. And that time's completed. Kramer's going to deal it off the board. Back down to center.
Excellent forecheck by the Capitals.
Here's Nedved looking for the puck. He has 2 more tonight. Then Zubov. Zubov turned the puck back to his own end to Tamer. And now back to Sergei Zubov. Looks for a little room. On the right side to Nedved. He pulls the trigger. Heavy wrist shot. And can he shoot it? That just missed on the short side. Capitals come scrambling back. And Peter Bondra on to Michael Pivonka. Pivonka's play in front. And Bondra put it right on the net. And Barrasso made the save. The Penguins come back on a 2-on-2 with Miller and Smolinski. Miller pulls up. Little drop pass over to Smolinski. And the shooter back in front of the net. Sharon blocked that. And a good counterattack by the Capitals. Eagles bangs it into the Penguins' end. Barrasso comes out of the net. Hurries it around with 13 to go in those coincidental minor penalties. Here's Smolinski. Down that left side. They will not have to wait for a whistle. They'll be back on. Here they come. Jagr and Tenorti. Hunter with a puck. Throw it in front of the net. Checked away by the Penguins. Here on the near side. Eagles turned around. Penalty coming up against the Penguins. Chris Joseph. And they'll blow the whistle. And Pittsburgh will be shorthanded. Joseph goes in. Now do you see why the penalty against Barrasso was so big? Because the Penguins would have had a power play. Now they take this penalty. I'm not saying they would have scored on it, but now it gives the Capitals a power play chance again. 9:46, and it'll be their 6th of the game.
It's McElwain and Krieger that had to wait for the whistle. They come out of there. Joseph goes in. 6 power play chance for the Caps. Joseph goes in. Roughing is the call. And boy, you just don't like the way this thing is going. And again, drawing a parallel to game 1 of the series, the Penguins have 2 shots on goal in the first 10 minutes of this 3rd period. They're back on their heels, clearly. Ole Kolzig has really come up big. Someone had a chance to get a body on Bondra in center ice, did not take the check, did not finish the check, and even though Zubov is coming back to try to tie up Pavanka, he gets a very good shot on goal. Rather, it's Bondra, I'm sorry. Pavanka got the pass to Bondra. Someone had a chance to line up Bondra in neutral ice, attempted the check, missed it, and that created that 2-on-2. Cole's an interesting guy. He was born in South Africa. He's going to play for the German team in the World Cup coming up this fall. He's lived all over the world.
Pat Peake back on here on this power play. Number 6 for the Capitals. A roughing call against Joseph?
Yes, roughing.
Here to the left point now with the Penguins in. Steal by Nedved, and he bangs it up into the Capitals net area. Andrew Brunette charging back into Penguin ice. Zubov cleared the area. Capitals put it back in. It's offside.
Well, he roughed him up just a little bit tonight, but Francois Leroux made a nice defensive play there as he poke-checked the puck away and then cleared the zone, which then created the offside play. Again, the Penguins dressed 7 defensemen, but only playing with 6. Neil Wilkinson has not played since either late in the first period or early in the second period. J.J. Daigneault, in case you joined us a bit late, not dressed tonight. Daigneault has an injured ankle, the injury occurring in game number 1. I'll miss his mobility a little bit on defense.
McElwain trying to throw it up into the Caps in, but a center ice Gonchar has possession. Cote's going to jam it in behind the Penguin goal. We are in the 3rd period. In regulation, Pittsburgh 3, the Capitals 3. Pat Peake off the left side, swinging over right side to Gonchar. He hammers one that'll miss the cage. You got to watch him, boy. Gonchar's got a hot hand against the Penguins and cleared by Zubov. The Penguins will send Lemieux on here. Capitals have to be aware of him. Talk about Gonchar. Gonchar on the right wing. Juno takes the puck, going back around to the near corner. Brunette. You got to watch Gonchar because they've teamed up. They played in the minor leagues together, and he set him up for about 5 goals there. Cote on the left side, shooting, stopped by Barrasso, and off to the left wing boards. Kevin Miller jams it down the ice. 38 to go in the Penguin penalty. There's a steal by Lemieux at center. Having trouble controlling it. And at center ice, Peter Bondra has the puck. Lost it back to Lemieux. Lemieux turns, trying to skate up. Makes a move around one man, pulls it in. He has Zubov going to the net. Lemieux trying to tee it up, and he can't do it. He's pulled down, knocked off the skates. Zubov on the near side. Zubov, look out, lost the puck on a 2-on-1. Here's Pavanka and Hunter. Pavanka left side, moves in, he looks back, he has a trailer. Here's Bondra right in on goal, his backhander. Barrasso doesn't have it now. A shot by Bondra, he scores. Caps lead 4-3. Peter Bondra never did shoot the puck. He held on to it. Barrasso went for a swim, and when he got back up, Bondra was sitting there looking at him, and he put it up over him, and the Capitals now have the lead 4-3.
Sylvain Cote was tortured by Lemieux just outside the blue line. Lemieux did a spinorama on Cote, and then he was knocked down. And the Penguins seemed to stop and wait for the penalty call. There's the play right there. Cote knocked him down. The fans started screaming, but the play came back the other way. Bondra held on to that puck for what seemed like an hour and a half. Barrasso down. Again, no one checking Bondra off the puck. Leroux was down in front of the net, giving Bondra time to take the puck behind the net, then come all the way back out and score. Not a body on him.
Bondra scoring his second from Pavanka and Hunter.
Bonka and Hunter on the assist, so now a lead for the Capitals of 4-3. Good goal scorers eventually get their goals. Bondra did just that. Clean the shield. Put the windshield wiper to it.
Capitals were 0 for 20 on the power play in the regular season against Pittsburgh. They have now scored 4 power play goals in less than 2 games.
And returning to take control of it behind the Penguin net, it will be Corey Foster. Looking for Joseph. Barrasso went down anticipating against a goal scorer like that. You try and just shut him down as much as you can. But Bondra actually never got the shot off in a break for the Capitals because it came back towards the board. He pulled it back with those great hands, and then Barrasso was down. I think the puck actually may have hit Francois Leroux and hopped off of him in the net. That's a possibility. Kolzig slapping away to the near side. The Capitals twice now in back-to-back games have trailed 2-0. Have come back and taken a lead against the Penguins. Mark Tenorti with 7.5 to go in the third. And Joseph will find Jaromir Jagr. Penguins staying onside. Jagr with it. Wristed to the near corner. Juneau got a piece of him. There'll be a penalty against the Capitals. Now they're looking at another man, not Juneau, looking at an interference call against Washington. And we'll be back. 7:20 left in the third. 4-3 Caps.
Jaromir Jagr with a puck along the near side boards. No penalty here on Joe Juneau. The penalty is right there as Cote takes down Ron Francis. Cote got away with one on Lemieux right before the Capitals scored the go-ahead goal. He does not get away with this one. The Pens on the power play, they are 1 for 4. They have managed just 2 shots on goal in the first 12 minutes and 40 seconds here of the third period, but it only takes 1 shot to tie.
At the right point, Zubov feeds it over to Mario Lemieux. Going to the left point board. And the Capitals, who was that? Krieger reached out as though he was trying to help it, a little magic to get out of the zone. And it does. So they Foster passing the puck ahead down the left wing. Behind Kolzig. Capital goaltender. Up off the glass. And again out of the area. I think Ronnie drew that penalty. He did a good job of doing it. And that was one that was a makeup for one that maybe wasn't called against Lemieux, or the play here. Shot by Miller, stopped, rebound, loose in front of the net, poked away to the near side. Thomas Sandstrom loaded around to Lemieux. He looks for someone to pass to. It's Foster, left point, skating laterally across, goes back to Lemieux. 4-3 Washington. Now on to Foster, shoots it right to the net on Kolzig's stick. Lemieux giving the puck over to Corey Foster. Foster fake a shot, passing to Lemieux. Mario fakes to pass it, shoots the puck down low. Kolzig again with a save. Lemieux all over the ice right now with the puck. Kelly Miller and Juneau, the penalty killers. Foster goes right side to Zubov. Miller was knocked down in front. Here's a whack by Tenorti. Knocked down Sandstrom. Puck is played away. Tenorti just hammered Sandstrom, and I think broke his stick on the play. 40 seconds left on the penalty. Francis onto the neutral zone to Peter Nedved. Nedved off the left wing boards. Rattle it around. Lemieux comes after it. Runs into Sharon, who got a piece of him. Lemieux comes off that check. Left side, here's a shot by the Penguins. Francis missed. Jagr on the short side can't get it. Now behind the goal, he battles for it. Lemieux's open on the far side. He goes to him. Mario with 15 to go over to Francis. Shoots it. Blocking it was Eagles. Francis and Lemieux team up again. Jagr's around the net. Lemieux doesn't go that way. It goes to Zubov. He walks in. Back to Lemieux. Sets it up. Francis there. His shot. Blocked by Eagles one more time. To Lemieux. Slap shot. Blocked again. Francis on to Lemieux. Penalty is over. Capitals now. Back to equal strength. Lemieux fakes a shot. So it's a power play still. And a shot by Lemieux. And he's tired. He fanned on that one. It goes back to the left point. Do the Penguins have anything left? Francis on to Jagr. This would favor the Penguins right now, I think. Francis shooting. Deflected. Lemieux comes after it. Jagr in front. Lemieux shoots it. Stop. Lemieux behind the net. Got hit in the face. I think the puck came up and caught him in the face. I think the puck came up. It might have been Pavanka's stick. But Lemieux went down. Mario looking at the referee, Fawcett, as if to say, no, it wasn't the puck, it was a stick.
Boy, Mike Eagles had a great shift on the penalty kill, blocking 2 shots. Just tremendous. Mario with a slight cut on his cheek. We'll go to a commercial break and look at the replay when we return. 4:57 left. Pens trail by 1. If the Penguins are unable to tie this game, they'll have no one to blame but themselves. Lemieux behind the net. He is clipped by the stick of Michael Pavanka. Mark Fawcett makes the call. He gives him a double minor for high sticking. So that'll be a 4-minute power play for the Penguins. There is 4:57 left to play in the hockey game. So the Pens will be on the power play for almost all the remaining time in this game. They had a good power play on the previous call. They got 4 shots on goal, some good chances, were not able to score. Here's the penalty again. Pavanka gets the stick up. An accidental play by Pavanka.
He tried to get to the puck and then sweep it out, and his stick came up after he got a piece of it. And unfortunately for Pavanka, it caught Lemieux.
And drew blood.
Yeah.
Boy, talk about the turkeys on the table. Cranberry sauce, candied yams if you like them, and mashed potatoes. All right there. A chance actually to take the lead here.
Red Wings beat Detroit 4-0 the final. Here the Capitals lead Pittsburgh 4-3.
Chicago now on top of Calgary 3-0. Winnipeg scored the first goal of the game the other night in game 1. And the Red Wings have scored the next 8. This long delay should help Pittsburgh too, Mike, also because that power play unit was out there for the entire 2 minutes and then some. They never got off the ice, at least Lemieux didn't. And this long delay with the timeout and the penalty.
I don't think the officials have done a very good job of moving this game along. I mean, it really has been. I mean, they just have given them break after break after break, and long face-offs, and we've had a lot of face-offs in it. They may be tired, to be honest with you. Maybe they're dead out of gas. Yager on with Nedved and Francis, Foster and Zubov. Lemieux sits on the bench. How long do you think he'll be on the bench?
I'm surprised he's on there at all, because it's been a good 2 minutes since the penalty on Pavanka.
Remember, too, they just came off a power play. We'll see. I would say probably 20 seconds. That's my guess. Now he's sitting on the bench, on the boards. He's ready to come over now. Nedved handled the draw.
You were wrong.
Comes on. Foster, yeah, less than that.
3 seconds.
And the reason it was because Nedved and Francis were on there for the face-offs. And here is Nedved holding the puck at center circle. Coming back into the camps in. A power play for the Penguins, and they trail 4-3. Nedved around the net. Lemieux trying to avoid Gonchar. Penguins looking to the right point. And Zubov's over to try and get it. He can't.
Joe Juneau again.
There's Francis trying to find the lane. He does to the right side to Mario Lemieux. Lemieux poking to the near corner. Francis went in. Lemieux also. Who's going to get the puck? Francis kicking at it. Yager's in trying to find it. It goes right point to Zubov. Zubov and the Penguins trying to tie this game. 4-3 the score. And Lemieux with it. Mario looking. 2 penalties coming on the play. Nedved shoots it. Kolzig knocked over, but he made the save as Peter Nedved went for the hat trick. Penguins need 1 to tie. They will have the power play here. These 2 penalties. If they should score on the first one, they would have the 2 minutes to work with on the second penalty. But they've got to get 1 at least here to tie the game.
This is the 6th power play of the evening. So far in the series, the Pens are 2 for 11, which was about what they did during the regular season against the Capitals, where they were 3 for 16. But again, we're talking about a power play that was #1 in the NHL from the opening night all the way through. A power play that set a team record for percentage. The old record was 24.5% back in 88-89. The Penguins converted 26% of the time on the power play this season. And there's a chance for them to get right back in this series on the power play where they excel.
And here is Peter Bondra. I'll tell you again, looking at this situation, be careful with him with the speed that he has, shorthanded. He was maybe pressing so hard they may leave him open. Here's Zubov on the near side, back behind the net to Lemieux. Lemieux centers it, and Bondra broke up the play, and Mike Eagles, who has been terrific, leaves it for Jim Johnson. Can't get it out. Johnson falls to his knees. And the whistle sounds very quickly. Boy, Fawcett has blown that whistle time and time again on plays along the board. That's another part of the reason why the game is, I mean, it's, you got a playoff game, why it's been so long.
That puck was loose.
How about Yager and Lemieux? Neither man with a goal. Look at Yager. He's showing the frustration right now. It wasn't easy for them during the season. They have had a tough time getting one by a capital goaltender.
Yager has had 3 spectacular scoring opportunities against Ole Kolzig, and he stopped them every time. I mean, great scoring opportunities. Another big face-off here for Francis.
And Eagles has been tremendous at penalty killing here of late for the Capitals.
And they'll take the face-off here too.
And they'll drop it to the right of the net. 2:41 to go in penalty time here to the Capitals. Michael Pivanka. 4-3 the Caps lead. Lemieux has to go back into his own end. He comes through center circle, out of the Capital zone, trying to split the defense. Move it in. He takes a man. Kevin Miller goes in after the puck. Zubov way in deep, too. Zubov has the biscuit from behind the net. Leaves it behind the goal. He comes back to him in the near corner. Lemieux wants the puck. Instead, they go to the Francis on the right center point. Back to Zubov. He sets it up. Francis down to Lemieux. Off to Zubov. Open. Slap shot. Blocked by the Eagles again. Where's the puck? It scored free. Back to Zubov. Pull the trigger. He didn't do it. Goes now to Francis on the left side to Lemieux. Now Zubov cuts in. It goes to Francis. Back to Lemieux. Lemieux to Francis. Shooting the puck. Save made. Rebound. Cleared by the Capitals. We're into that second penalty to Michael Pivanka. 2:36 to go in regulation. Now the other question is, too, would the Penguins pull their goaltender to try and tie the game? I do not think so. That would give them a 2-man advantage down towards the 1-minute mark. But it's a little early for that. Kelly Miller is going to again drift it back into the Penguins' end. 1:23 to go in the penalty time to Pivanka. 4-3 Capitals. And here is Moranov. Passing to Peter Nedved. He comes into the zone. Chopped away, and Juneau has it for Washington. And it's poked again down the length of the ice. Corey Foster retreating. Foster with a good burst of speed. 1:03 to go. Shoots it into the near corner. Yager hustles after it. Yager with the Penguins. Getting to it to Moranov at the right side. Left point pass to Foster. Now he goes to Lemieux. Lemieux back to Foster. He's open. His shot. Save made. Rebound. Juneau right there. Can he clear? He does. And the Penguins are running out of chances here. 40 seconds to go in the penalty to the Capitals. 1:35 left in regulation. Here come the Pens again. Zubov's pass to Lemieux, and he's got to be tired. Ahead for Zubov, going to the net, trying to shoot it. He couldn't. Yager reached in. The Capitals clear. Who was that? Jim Johnson did the job there. The Penguins have time for one more rush. Washington trying to take a 2-0 lead in this best-of-7 series, and they're dangerously close to making it happen. Here's Zubov. On to the right side. Lemieux gets to the puck. He comes in. He shoots it. Kolzig makes the save, and he has the puck. We have only 10 seconds left on the penalty to Michael Pivanka, the second one. Well, the Capitals have played the last 3 minutes and 50 seconds shorthanded. And I got news for you. Penguins may pull their goaltender now with 10 seconds to go. Put another attacker on. They're going to play shorthanded the rest of the way until they can score. There you see the play by Jim Johnson to shoot it ahead. Lemieux's shot. What happened was Mario just ran out of gas. I think the Penguins will probably call a timeout now. That shot didn't have a whole lot on it. He was on the whole 4 minutes on the power play. Or 3:50. So now here's the situation. The Penguins still have the power play, but only for 10 seconds. And then you've got to remember that Pivanka will be coming on, and keep an eye on him. And the Penguins will probably pull Barrasso here and go with a 2-man advantage for that brief 10 seconds because they have the face-off in Washington ice. Let's run through the credits here. Our executive producer is George Pryor. This game has been produced and directed by Paul Kasuth. Our facilities coordinator is Beth Granager. And remote facilities provided by Unitel Mobile Video. Penguins did call the timeout. Well, let's see what the Penguins will have on here. They will have 6 skaters. No goaltender. The net down to our left is empty. Peter Nedved, Lemieux, Jágr, Francis, Zubov, and Corey Foster. Now what the Penguins are trying to do is gain a tie here and force overtime if possible. Juneau, the assignment against Peter Nedved. Caps win. They're in the driver's seat in this series. They go back home for games 3 and 4. Juneau won a face-off. Jágr went after it. Tenorti works it free. Comes behind the net to Francis. Francis trying to put it down in front to Lemieux. Lemieux gets the puck left side to Foster. Foster shooting block. Here comes Pivonka on. He's going to get to the puck in an open net. He walks it in. The Caps are going to score. An empty netter by Pivonka, and they lead 5-3. I told you he was coming on. There it is. That sealed it away probably for the Capitals. The goal at 19:08. You got to gamble, try and tie the game. But the Caps get the empty netter for the second game in a row. Pivonka gets his second empty netter. Oh, what a huge win for the Capitals. Well, Joey Juneau has been spectacular in this series. Not scored a goal yet, but he has done a lot of little things, and he has been a gigantic factor. He helped win the face-off where the Capitals got a chance to get control of it. They got it out, and they have rallied again to beat the Penguins, it appears. And there's a look of distraught from Mario Lemieux. The Penguins really have dug themselves a hole, and they know it. Barrasso will go back in the net. Boy, the Caps are looking to make it happen here. Here's a Pittsburgh team that had the best record of any team in the Eastern Conference all year long at home. The Penguins are going to lose their 4th straight home playoff game, it appears. And Nedved against Hunter. 5-3 Capitals. Played here in this contest. Barrasso ready to come off again. And he doesn't get off the ice. The puck played up to center. Hunter going for it. 40 seconds left. Goes back into the Penguin zone. It goes around behind the goal. Barrasso with the Penguin. He can here to the near side. Zubov with it. And here he comes with the biscuit. On the center to Francis. Francis. And it taken away. And he goes back into Penguin territory. The Caps without 8 regulars out of their lineup. Barrasso can't get off. The Penguins can't get it going. Hunter over to Bondra. He looks to shoot it. Does. Barrasso gloves it. Holds on. Time ticks down with 9.4 seconds. So now there's no use for him to go to the bench at all. It'll just be a Washington win. Here's Lemieux after getting high sticks. Penguins certainly had chances late with a power play. And an opportunity. The Capitals penalty killing led by Joey Juneau and Mike Eagles, who I would give a star in this game just looking at when the game was on the line, the things that he did. Tommy perspiring very heavily, and those masks, I'll tell you one thing, are very hot. Very hot. Here's the face-off. Penguins win it. Murray comes on the center. Kolzig's going to post the victory. The second consecutive against the Pens, and the Capitals go back to the U.S. Air Arena. They have the lead in the series, 2-0. They will hug Ole Kolzig, who gave up a couple of quick goals against the Penguins in the first period of play, but it was the same old story. The Penguins could not hold the lead, and the Capitals force the issue, come back. They go to the third, and they win it. Stan and Guy are standing by. Stan?
Is it didn't last hardly at all. The Penguins lose both games on home ice, and you looked at the matchups in the Eastern Conference and you wondered, where's there an upset? Could Montreal beat the New York Rangers? How many ever thought that the Penguins would be the victim of an upset? Certainly they are well on their way. Keep in mind, only 9 times in Stanley Cup playoff history has a team lost the first 2 games on home ice and come back to win the series. The Devils did it last year, but it's a long way to come back against, frankly, an undermanned and inferior Washington Hockey Club. Astounding turn of events. Coming up on Hockey Hotline, Guy will talk to the star of the game, and of course, we'll take your phone calls as well. We'll take a break. Mike will wrap it up, and then we'll be back on Hockey Hotline. The numbers to call, 333-4014, 1-800-932-6437.
Pittsburgh Penguin Hockey is brought to you by Mellon Bank, the most convenient bank around. By Pizza Hut, have the official pizza of the Penguins delivered to your door. By the Discover card, it pays to discover, the card that pays you back. By Pepsi, nothing else is a Pepsi. By new Evil Eye Ale from the Wainwright Brewing Company, beware of the evil eye. By Foodland, you'll increase your everyday savings when you say Foodland, yes. By Ladbroke Racing, come on out and horse around. By your All-Star Jeep and Eagle dealers, there's only one Jeep, and it's only at your All-Star Jeep and Eagle dealer. And by the U.S. Postal Service, we deliver for you.
And back at the Civic Arena, the Washington Capitals defeat the Penguins 5-3, and they now take a 2-0 lead in this best-of-7 series, having won both games on Pittsburgh ice. Well, tonight's Dodge player of the game, Joey Junot, who picked up a couple of assists here for the Capitals tonight. Hello, there it is. He's our Dodge player of the game. Junot has not scored a goal, but he has been very effective at killing penalties and face-offs, and a lot of things he's done. Set up a big goal here on a power play to Pat Peake of the Capitals. This was Peake's second goal, almost identical. I think that was the same goal. No, that was the second one. Just moved right in. Let's look at the scoring summary for the third period. Man, Junot had a third assist there, so he had 3 points on the night. Bondra from Pabanka and Hunter to make it 4-3. That was the game winner on a power play. And then Pabanka, the empty netter. He has 2 goals in the series. Both of them have been empty netters. The Caps win. 12-12 the shots in the final period. 36 for Pittsburgh tonight, 34 for the Capitals. Game 3 coming up on Monday night from the USA Arena, and we'll be there for that one right here on Prime. Final score tonight, the Capitals 5 and the Penguins 3. And Hockey Hotline is next with Stan Savran and Guy Junker. Stay tuned.
Strikingly similar to what happened in game number 1. The Penguins jump out to a 2-0 lead, unable to hold it, and once again are outplayed in the third period and end up losing both games on home ice to the Washington Capitals. The final tonight, 5-3. The numbers remain the same on the scoreboard, and to reach us on Hockey Hotline, 333-4014, 1-800-932-6437. Monday night, it was Todd Krieger, and guys like Krieger, who don't score a whole lot of goals, the big star. Tonight, Pat Peake, who was injured, did manage to play in game 1 and 2. He got 2 goals, both in the power play. Well, the Penguins did a fairly good job of keeping the big gun for the Capitals off the scoreboard until it mattered the most. Guy Junker is with Peter Bondra right now. Guy?
Outside the Washington Capitals dressing room, they switched their uniforms to a color of blue this year, and that's appropriate because they are a blue-collar team. But one of their finesse players joins me now, and Peter Bondra. And Peter, just tremendous comeback ability for this club, 2 games in a row. How much did tonight's effort get aided by the fact that you were able to do it in the first game? I would think you wouldn't have panicked in this one because you knew you already proved you could do it before.
Who were told we're going to steal 2 games from the Pittsburgh? It's a quality team, and we just play hard, and we just was exactly the same game it was last night. We just fight through. We've been two down, and you just keep going, believe you can do it. And we play hard. We pay price, and we play 60 minutes. That's a key. And we know that they're a good team. They can always turn around, but we know this. We just gotta concentrate for one game. Next game, that's it. Don't think about ahead. Just one game and go from there.
During the regular season, you guys were 0 for 20 on the power play against them. They shut you down good. 3 times you connected tonight. What was the key? Why all of a sudden did the power play work?
You're right. That's a special team is the key. You know, power play. You see Joe Juno make good passes from behind the net. Pat Pig has got 2 goals. I got myself 1. Nice play by Mike Pionka. That's a key. You know, we kill. I think most of the key on that game was we killed the power play 4 minutes to end the game, and we just build the confidence each time we go on the ice and we do something good, and that's a key. And hopefully we're going to build more and we be able to win a series.
Let's talk about that, Peter. I mean, you're facing a 4-minute disadvantage that late in the game when everybody's a little bit gassed already. That's quite an effort to kill 4 straight minutes with their power play unit, #1 in the league.
You're right. That's tough. You know, we have Jágr there, Lemieux, Nedved. You know, that's tough. But we did. Mike Eagles, he stopped couple shots. You know, and it was a key. We paid the price, and we have to work hard. We know it. We don't have much skills like they do, but we have to go hard and for 60 minutes. That's a key, and takes get the best effort from everybody.
Well, I saw some pretty good skills in the game-winning goal that you scored. Let's talk about that. You talk about tenacity. You went in, they forced you wide, but you had the presence of mind to stay with the puck and come back and get the second chance.
First thing was a good play by Mike. He know I come in and he gave me a puck. I was just able to walk to the kitchen. I can say. And Barrasso, I didn't have much speed. I was kind of mostly control the puck because ice was bad at that time. But he played pretty good angle. I realized I can make a shot. I just stop and just come back and make a shot. And I was almost half a net upstairs was empty, and it was a good shot.
You're going home up 2-0. Maybe you don't have to come back here.
You never know, but we just have to concentrate for one game. That's the one game. Next game.
Good job, Peter. Thanks for giving us the time. Peter Bondry got the game winner tonight. Game #3 on the road in Landover Monday night. Back to you.
All right, Guy. Peter Bondra scored 1 goal in the 4 regular season games. He's got 2 in the 2 games here tonight. The goal at the end of the first period that was so big and so instrumental in the Capital comeback. Tonight he gets the game winner, and they do take it 1 game at a time. What the Penguins take right now is the pipe. Down 2 games to none, both on home ice. And I repeat, only 9 times in history has a team been able to come back after losing the first 2 games at home and then come back to win the series. The numbers to call to reach us here on Hockey Hotline, 333-4014, 1-800-932-6437. Guy rejoins me in the studio right after this on Prime.
Hockey Hotline is brought to you by Z-Bar Tidy Car for better looking, longer lasting cars.
Same night, different night rather, same story. 5-3, the final score. The Penguins certainly had their opportunities, getting 4 minutes of power play time with 4:57 left to play in regulation. Not able to get really any good scoring chances. I thought the difference in the game, Kolzig got the win guy in game 1, got 12 soft saves tonight. He was tremendous, made some huge saves, especially on Jágr and Nedved. But it interested me on the power play. Both Pat Peak goals were scored down low, and the Penguins did not work down low at all.
You get the #1 power play in the league. That's what they live by. The games that their power play worked in the regular season, they won. The games that it didn't work, they lost, and it's not working. It goes 1 for 7 tonight. All of that wasn't Kolzig. I think Jim Schoenfeld learned from last year that, Jim Carey kind of got spooked by the Penguins early in the playoffs last year. He came right back with them in game 2. And I think right now he was a little bit concerned that, maybe you break the guy or you really get under his skin. I think he made the wise choice, and Kolzig, it certainly worked out that way tonight, Stan. But overall, I thought the Penguins played a better game than they did the other night. The other night, I think they really got sloppy and lazy. Tonight, they got outplayed. I'm not as convinced they got outworked like they did the other night.
Yeah, the difference is, of course, is that they lose, and now the Capitals are in their heads. And now the Capitals, obviously winning 2 games here, certainly with good reason, believe they can win this series. Why wouldn't they? And I still think that we always have to keep in perspective this Washington team not only is not on the Penguins level, but is playing without critical players and yet beating Pittsburgh and coming from behind on 2 different occasions. Now, I'm not so sure had the Capitals taken leads that the reverse would have been true.
Yeah, and I don't think that it's that if this were the Washington Capitals with all their players healthy, We can't be surprised by it. We've seen it in the past. But with all the people that they have out injured, with practically a third of their lineup, guys that spent most of the season in the minor leagues, there's no way this should be happening. And you'd like to think, I mean, we've also proven in the past that, the Penguins can come from behind against this club as they have in the playoffs. There's only 6 guys on this roster, not counting the goaltenders, that were on this team last year when they came back from 3 games to 1 down.
Let's go back to our phone calls, or to our phone calls. John from Brentwood, you're first up, John.
Yeah, hey, Stan, they did that again, but with the, they don't pass that puck, real crisp like they were in the beginning, like the first period. Second period, they come out and they start right back, not hitting on the boards again, and doing the same thing. I mean, it's like they're giving the game away.
I don't know what to say. I mean, against this team, I'm sorry. This team is light years, even on their best day, from this hockey club. And to have leads and to not be able to control leads, although the circumstances, guys, right, tonight were certainly different than Wednesday night. The longer you let a team like that hang around, the better opportunity they're going to have to come back and win. That's exactly what they did. And the third period, the same exact thing. They get beaten in the third period again, giving up 2 goals. That now we're talking about in the last 2 games. They've been outscored 5-0 in the third period, and tonight 2 shots on goal in the first 13 minutes of the third period.
They didn't have a shot on goal in the first 7 minutes was almost gone before Jaromir Jagr got a shot on goal in the third period. That's not desperate hockey to me. You go 7 minutes against a team like the Washington Capitals and can't get 1 shot on goal.
I just, they play different styles clearly because of the talent levels and because they have to. But I just don't think that you can overemphasize the fact that the Capital power play goals were scored down low, and except for a very brief minute, in fact, the last minute of the second period, they did not use their size and skill advantage down low. You get below the face-off dots, the Penguins should be able to control that team, and they have not done it. They don't score any goals down low. Okay, got a break to take. We will do that. We'll return on Hockey Hotline. The Pens are down 2 games to none, or is it none games to 2? Well, the difference in this hockey game, outside of some sweat and some grit and a great deal of heart on the part of the Washington Capitals, the power play. Capitals did not score a power play goal in 20 opportunities in the 4 regular season games. They have now scored 4 in 2 games. The Penguins just 1 for 7 tonight. 3 power play goals to 1 power play goal. By my addition, and I learned on the old math, by the way, that's the 2-goal difference in the game.
Yeah, and Pat Peake is a guy who had never scored a playoff goal before. That doesn't mean that he certainly isn't capable, but the first one here made it 2-1 in the second period. Zubov got a piece of the pass. He got to take the body or clear that thing, though. Watch this pass come out here. Zubov gets a stick on it. Man, and it goes right to Peake, and he buries it. You got to, if you can't get the puck, then you got to take the player. And it's tough for a goaltender to stop a guy from 15 feet away. That's what you were talking about, Stan, that, you're not going to, the Penguins didn't get goals down low like that. The second one.
This is even worse.
Dave McElwain had a chance on the first one, boom. It's understandable. You're out of position, but you can't let the guy get a second shot like that. It's tough. I mean, Tom Barrasso did let a soft goal in later on to Mike Eagles, but he's pretty much left helpless when they're in that close and getting whacks at it like that.
Yeah, it's one thing to let a guy get it behind the defense like that, especially, first of all, you can't let Joe Juneau behind the net. He's too good a passer to leave him out behind the net with all the time in the world to make that pass. But it's one thing that the guy beats you down low like Peake did to McElwain, but then for him to have enough time to shoot, get his own rebound, and shoot the puck past Barrasso is unconscionable. You can't ask a goaltender to do anything more than make the first save. He made it there on the second power play goal, but he's got to be sitting flat on his can after that first shot, and he's left alone there to stand by his own devices. And as great a play as Bondra made, a goal scorer's play, dragging that puck, waiting, the fact is that no one puts a body on him.
You mean after he got around, they forced him wide the first time and let him come back out. And the killer about the 2 Peake goals we showed you is that within a minute and a half, Nedved scores the second of the game, and they go up. They should have still went to the locker room with a lead before the soft goal that Barrasso allowed the Eagles. So all the way around, emotionally, every time they should have gotten on a high, something happened and take them right out of it immediately.
Yeah, one would have expected that the goal by Nedved would have, I talked about the timing of the goal. We're talking about what Vincent Damphousse has done for Montreal. It's not only the fact he scored 4 goals, but he has scored goals like right after the Rangers would score, big emotional lifts. And as the Capitals had regained the momentum, tying the game on Peake's 2 power play goals, Nedved scores right away. The game should be in the control of the Penguins, but then, just like LaRue did, Moranov misses a check at the blue line. Boom, in comes Eagles, and a very soft goal given up there by Barrasso. Madeline from Kennedy Township. Hi, Madeline.
Hi. My question to you is, why are they keeping Barrasso in when it seems like they're getting more goals against him instead of putting Reagan in, when Reagan, to me, is a better goalie? And the Penguins seem to be playing up their potential. What's going on with them? Don't they want it that bad or what?
Do you think there's going to be a goalie change Monday?
I do. I think Reagan will start the game on Monday night against the Capitals, although...
I'm going to say this, though. I heard several people on the show and in the streets since the first game were blaming Barrasso for the first game, and he was defenseless for a lot of that game. That third goal tonight was a terrible goal, and the kind that you just can't allow in the playoffs. And taking that penalty later on was inexcusable, too, when the Penguins should have had a power play when it was still tied in the third period. But I'm not going back to the first game of this series and saying that game was the goaltender's fault, whoever's in it. And Ken Reagan last year played similarly to Barrasso this year as far as the playoffs are concerned. He had a great regular season, but didn't have as strong a playoffs, so that's why they went with Barrasso this time around, who has won 2 cups.
Yeah,
it's too easy to blame the goaltender. It's like blaming the quarterback for everything.
Yes,
He's the one most visible, which is not to say that Barrasso has played necessarily well, but I agree. And as we just showed you, the goals that Barrasso gave up tonight, other than the one by Eagles, you've got to give your goaltender some help, and you can't allow, especially on the power play, guys to sneak in behind your defense.
Right. I agree wholeheartedly. That's why I wish they would change to Reagan.
Well, I think they're going to. But I also think it's as much in the hope that he will provide some sort of a lift, because, frankly, this team as a whole is not playing well. They have not played well for almost 2 weeks. We talk about the games against the Islanders and Ottawa and Hartford. I even go back to the game they beat Tampa Bay. They won that hockey game 2-1, but didn't play particularly well, I didn't think, in that game. This has been going on for 2 weeks now.
They had gone a stretch before that series with Hartford and the Islanders and Ottawa in the final week, where I think they won 6 out of 7 against playoff teams or whatever, and I thought we're playing as well as they had all year, Stan, because they were winning and the scores were lower. And while everyone kind of thought the schedule maker had been kind to them by those cupcakes that were in there the last week, I think it got them into some sloppy habits. I think they thought those games were going to come to them easily. All of a sudden, you wind up only winning that one game of the Final Four, and I think it was kind of hard for them to just suddenly break out of that sloppy play.
Well, they just don't. To me, they just don't seem like they want it enough. They're not playing up to their potential, and they're better than this.
Well, there's no question about that, but we've said that almost every single playoff year for the last 5. Only this time, like it did 2 years ago, it looks like it's going to cost them.
Well, we'll still be rooting for them. I'll still root for them from Kennedy Township.
Thanks, Madeline.
Okay, thank you.
Well, they're saying the same things about the Rangers right now, I'm sure.
I'm sure they are, except I'm sure they're using many more expletive deleted.
What do you think about the Flyer fans in Philly right now, too? How about now those teams, the Flyers, the Rangers, and the Penguins, the big 3 in the East, are 1-5 in the playoffs?
Yeah, and both the Rangers and Penguins lost the first 2 at home. Give the Rangers some excuse. They're playing a good hockey club, I think. I can't say that about this Washington team, but we'll see. As Jim Schoenfeld says, we take them one at a time, and they've still got 2 more to win.
Well, it wouldn't matter if last year didn't happen. I mean, nothing is over till you win your 4th game. I don't think you have to be have a lead in the series and have the other team come back and win it to realize that. I mean, we could be up 3 games and then the series isn't over until one of the teams wins that 4th game. And as difficult as these 2 games have been, I know the remaining games are going to be probably twice as difficult.
To shorten the playoff games to 1 4-minute period, they'd be in great shape in this series. In the last 56 minutes of each of the 2 games, the Penguins have been outscored 11-3, 5-3 tonight. You probably saw it. If you don't want to see it again, then it's time to turn away. But Penguins on the power play. Lemieux to Francis to Nedved, and it was 1-0, 3:03 into the game, just like Wednesday night. And just like Wednesday night, it was 11 seconds between goals. 36 seconds later, Chris Joseph makes it 2-0, so the Penguins led 2-0, 3:39 into the game. Second period, it was 2-1. Penguins, Capitals on the power play, and Pat Peake gets his own rebound and ties it 2-2. Later in the second, it's 2-2. Yager takes 2 with him, leaves it for Nedved. Good shot, and makes it 3-2 Penguins. But a minute and 1 after that, Mike Eagles with a soft goal. A bad goal let in there by Barrasso, and not much help from the defense there by Mironov. Then it's the third period. It's 3-3. There was a delayed penalty. The Capitals were just finishing a power play. Delayed penalty, and Barrasso just committed a stupid penalty there. And then the Capitals on the power play. That's Peter Bondra. After Tom Barrasso went swimming, made it 4-3. Empty netter made it 5-3. Let's go to the arena. Paul and Mike are there. Paul, it couldn't have been a real pleasant scene in the locker room tonight.
No, it wasn't. And John, really, when you look at it, they talk a lot about special teams and goaltending in the playoffs, and that certainly was a factor here tonight for the Penguins and the Capitals. The Capitals with 3 power play goals. And, you know, the Caps have been conditioned to play these kind of games all season long. They have a league-leading 14 wins when they're tied or trailing going to the third period. And they seem to be feeding off the adversity right now, too, going back to 3 weeks ago when they lost all their key players. And they're a team that really seems to be resilient and just does not want to give up. And I think you have to give them a lot of credit for that. And that's why they are ahead 2-0 in the series.
You know, it's a scenario that I guess we've been, too used to this year, falling behind early and then having to battle our way back. But, I mean, Nedved made a great play on the power play, and the second goal was just a fluky bounce. I mean, the guy shot it along the ice, took a one-hop over my pad, and, you know, before you know it, we were down 2-0. But, you know, we've been in, I guess we learned from experience that we can come back from these kind of situations. And
a couple power play goals get them back in the game, and, you know, we just didn't execute. We got the lead back at 3-2, and then we let them right back in the hockey game again. So, you know, it's disappointing. Obviously, we didn't want to be in the situation, but we have to deal with it and go forward from here.
What if Peggy? Did you see my announcement? No. I'm not talking to the media, but in the playoffs. You didn't hear it, Anderson?
Yeah. Well, Yager and Lemieux both held scoreless in terms of goals here in this series, Mike, and that's obviously a huge factor.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you've got the 2 league's top scorers without, you know, really getting goals against the Washington Capitals. Those are major concerns. The Penguins down 2-0 in this series. I think on the plus side for the Capitals, Paul talked about it, they're overachieving right now. They are playing extremely well as a team. A couple of the key guys, Mike Eagles, who had the tying goal for the Capitals in the second period after the Penguins had the lead. This goal coming around, he just dumped it on the short side, and Barrasso did not appear to be ready at all for that shot, and that tied the game after the Penguins had it. They're lacking that killer instinct, and, you know, it's just the way things have gone for the Penguins. They have not been able to get the game in their hands and take it and run with it, and to the Capitals' credit, again, as we've talked, they've come back, and they've been the stronger team, particularly in the third period. However, the one thing the Penguins have going for them in a way is some history. They've been down in this situation before, not quite down 2-0 after losing at home, but they have rallied against the Capitals, and the Capitals, I know, still have that thought in the back of their minds that this Penguin team is not done. So it's back to Game 3 in Landover on Monday night, and we'll see what they can do, John.
Well, Mike, the history also is that the only 9.
So they're giving the players some time until Eddie Johnson can get fixed up.
Jim Schoenfeld getting his players' attention. 10:26 to go in the third.
Oh, boy, he still looks dazed.
Yes, he does.
They're still tending to Eddie Johnson, applying the butterfly bandages. Just to temporarily stop the bleeding, because he doesn't want to leave the bench and go in for stitches. Eventually he's going to need some stitches. Now the coach hangs in there. His assistants are Brian Trottier to your left and Rick Kehoe. This is a guy who played goal without a mask.
Without a mask. He's used to this. Just stop the bleeding. Meanwhile, during this stoppage, the officials were over talking to Jim Schoenfeld, and I think Schoenfeld had an argument. He's saying, why is this a delay? His team had just put on some good pressure. They had built some momentum. Now there was a delay because of the injury to Eddie Johnson, and he's saying, hey, let's keep this thing going.
Well, as long as he keeps on saying Lemieux and Yager, I think he'll be okay. It just doesn't start getting into,
That's right.
Where's Ron Stackhouse or anything like that. Here's Peter Bondra turning, shooting high. Bangs off the glass around the boards, kept in by Cote. 3-2 Pittsburgh leading it, coming down to the midway point of the third period. Game 6 of this first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Pittsburgh looking to close it out. Washington trying to send it to a 7th game in Pittsburgh Tuesday night. Pulsing sweeps it around the boards. Smolinski tied up by Jones. Cote takes the puck. The Caps were down 3-0. They scored a goal early in the second period by Dale Hunter. Scored a goal early here in the third by Sergei Gonchar. Bondra, checked by Smolinski. Gonchar takes the puck. Quick shot. Went wide. Jones to Pavanka. Checked by Smolinski. Bondra plays it in the corner. Tamer on him. Benorti. Puck in the corner. Smolinski moves it to Zubov. Good pressure from the Caps, doing a good job keeping the puck in the Pittsburgh zone. Bondra stopped by Smolinski. The puck out in front. Konowalchuk missed it. Penguins having all kinds of trouble moving the puck. They need a stoppage, and Reggett gives it to him.
Smart play by Reggett. Now the last shot that the Capitals were able to take, Ken Reggett did not see it because of all the traffic in front of him. Now the thing that the Capitals were doing, forechecking, they controlled the puck. When you think about it, they still didn't get many shots. All the Pittsburgh players back in front of the net. When the puck was coming in front, they weren't trying to make a play. They looked nervous. They were just trying to clear it back to the corners. And finally, Reggett recognized the situation and said, I need a change in lines. I better freeze it. Did a good job.
9:10 remaining in the third period here at the U.S. Air Arena in Landover, Maryland. Eddie Johnson's Pittsburgh Penguins leading Washington 3-2 in Game 6. With the Penguins looking to take the series.
Now another key face-off, Sam. Hunter and Nedved.
And Nedved won it. He's been their best. Francis unable to clear the zone. Good effort by Gonchar and Miller. And now it's worked out of the zone. Gonchar goes back to get it. Just under 9 minutes to go in the third. Miller leads Tenorti. Tenorti hooked by Francis. Gets off a shot that Reggett stops. Konowalchuk. For Hunter, he's checked there by Wilkinson. Konowalchuk works it loose, but Francis moves it around the boards. Gonchar keeps it in. Francis works it up the boards and hit the referee, Terry Gregson. Here's Hunter. He's knocked down hard by Wilkinson. Penalty called. Penalty on Neil Wilkinson. And he takes another shot at Hunter, and he should get another 2. No excuse for the second shot.
That's right. He should get another 2. I disagree with the first call. It looked like a good hit. He was without his stick. And behind the net they were fighting. Here it is here. The first hit had his arms down. I thought it was a pretty good hit. But Terry Gregson was in the corner making the call, and Washington has a power play.
Washington goes on the power play as Neil Wilkinson knocked down Dale Hunter. Wilkinson called for roughing at 11:30. Washington with their 4th power play of the game. They're 0 for 3. They've had 7 shots on the power play, 4 on their last power play chance.
And again, look for Gonchar, the defenseman, along with Cote, the other defenseman. If they get a chance, look for them to take the shot. And the forwards for Washington going to the front of the net to try to get in front of Kenny Reggett.
Pavanka against Nedved for the faceoff. Pavanka wins it. Gonchar, Cote, Bondra, Pavanka. That shot by Bondra goes wide. Jones, the other forward for Washington. Good play by Smolinski. Took it away from Cote and cleared it. Smolinski and Nedved go off. Lemieux and Sandstrom come on with Tamer and Zubov for Pittsburgh. Knocked away by Sandstrom. Tamer chases it down. Lemieux. Stopped by Gonchar. It's deep to Pavanka. Back up to Jones. Jones hit by Tamer. Pavanka moves it around to Bondra. Bondra comes out of the corner. Goes out to Cote. Across to Gonchar for the shot. Saved by Reggett, and it just trickled wide. Moved up the board. Cote tries to keep it, and he does. Tamer kicks it out soccer style.
That's a great play by Tamer. This ice is getting bad at the end of the period. The puck bouncing and rolling. He didn't want to take the chance that it would bounce over his stick.
Hunter plays it ahead. Knocked down by Tamer, and he clears it again. 1 minute to go in the power play. 7:25 to go. Third period. Pittsburgh 3, Washington 2.
And keep an eye on Dale Hunter. He's doing everything in this game. A goal, assist. He's drawn a couple of penalties as well.
Yager with a good effort to clear. Yager has come on with Francis. Gonchar comes in. Gonchar goes deep with it. Looking. Kelly Miller, Steve Konowalchuk, Dale Hunter on for Washington. Tenorti to Gonchar. Missed it. Miller's got the puck. Konowalchuk. Checked by Tamer. Fires in front. Cleared aside by Daigneault out of the zone. Gonchar is tired. Yager trying to beat him to the puck. Gonchar able to move it to Konowalchuk. 20 seconds to go on the power play as Daigneault clears. Gonchar goes off. Johnson comes on. 15 seconds to go on the Caps power play. Big kill for the Pittsburgh Penguins.
They've killed 2 big penalties in this period.
And it's out of the zone, and Kevin Miller races to it. Works his way in against Johnson. He fakes, he shoots, saved by Kolzig. Another shot stopped by Kolzig. 2 big ones by Ole the goalie. 6:25 to go in the third. Team's at full strength. Krieger gains the zone. Takes the shot wide. Behind the net, Smolinski for Pittsburgh looking for it. Comes out to Kevin Miller. He's hit by Ustorf, but he clears the zone.
What a play by Miller. Instead of panicking to get rid of the puck, he took the hit and shot the puck where he knew there would not be any Washington Capitals.
Ustorf shoots in. Puck around the boards. A good hit. Johnson with a long shot stopped by Reggett. Zubov gets to it and clears the zone to Lemieux. Into the Washington end with 5:50 to go in the third. And Pittsburgh leading 3-2. Puck around the board stopped by Glenn Murray. Hook loose and Krieger clears the zone for Washington. Daigneault with Ustorf all over him. Moves away nicely. Finds Lemieux. Goes in on Cote. Lemieux bumped by Cote. Johnson against Dave Roche. Johnson moves it around to Stefan Ustorf. Lemieux fires it back in. Went off the boards and hit the linesman, Gord Brossiker. Cote with 5:20 to go. Stopped by Yager. Yager bangs with Sharon. Cote clears the zone, and it was touched with a stick above the shoulder. Ringing a whistle and a stoppage in play. 5:14 to go in the third. See the score up in Montreal. The Rangers trying to close out that series and move to the second round. And Detroit is just 309 away from advancing to beat St. Louis in the second round of the Western Conference playoffs.
And in this series, what a story for Ken Reggett. The veteran wasn't expected to play in the series after Tom Barrasso had played the first 3 games and started game 4. But Ken Reggett has been steady again today.
He's faced 131 shots in 3 games and stopped 127. Pretty good numbers.
Not a bad save percentage at all.
5:14 to go in the third. Pavanka with Bondra and Jones. Lemieux, Yager, and Francis, the goal scorers for Pittsburgh, made it 3-0 in the first period. Since then, they've been shut down by Olaf Kolzig. Hunter and Gonchar have scored for Washington. Yager goes deep against Gonchar. Yager sweeps it right through the crease. Francis tied up by Jones. Nedved's got the puck, plays it deep. Yager against Gonchar again. Help from Pavanka. Francis takes the puck. For Yager, Gonchar staying with him like a shadow. Yager, long reach, turns, couldn't get a shot off as Jones helped out. Jones with a hit on Yager. Bondra couldn't clear. Gonchar looks around and plays the puck.
They can't get the puck away from Yager, and the seconds on the clock just keep ticking down.
Yager with a steal, and he moves across again to Nedved. He turns, couldn't get it out in front. Gonchar takes it. Gonchar, to me, seems like he's tiring. He's seen a lot of ice time in this game. Tenorti's got the puck. 4:15 to go in the third. And a whistle to bring it back for a face-off as the net was dislodged. 4:12 left in the third period. Pittsburgh 3, Washington 2.
Hey, guys, Why do they call this Bud Ice? It's ice brewed. No, it's a bottle looks like ice. Bottle does look like ice. It's ice brewed, just the bedhead. The bottle is Jagged and it looks like ice. Ice brewed. Jagged.
Hey, you guys! Take it outside.
Okay, Coach.
Bud Ice, the official beer of the Hanson brothers.
Stupid machine took my quarter.
It was a Jaromir Jagr show last shift. He did everything, controlling the puck. Look at that pass through the legs to set up Peter Nedved. But he was one man all alone in deep, controlling the puck, using his strength and his abilities. The Capitals were unable to get the puck from him.
Caps have 4:10 remaining to get that tying goal to keep this season going. Puck banged off the glass. Ken Klee moves it to Stefan Ustor. Washington has outshot Pittsburgh 15-5 here in the third period. Zubov checked by Klee. Lemieux overskated. Goes back to Zubov. Zubov with Daniel. Bounced on him. Almost taken away. Kevin Miller's got it for Pittsburgh. Miller, Murray, and Lemieux. And Miller just dumps it deep.
And now with 3:30 to go in this game, Washington is a conservative team, but they have to use their defensemen to move up and get involved in the play offensively. That could lead to Pittsburgh ending up with a breakaway or a 2-on-1 the other way.
Chris Tamer looking up ice. 3:15 to go in the third.
Now, see, this is no good. They've got to go force the puck carrier. Yeah. They're running out of time. They've got to try and tie this game. They can't let the player stand behind the net and make the play and the clock run down.
Cote goes back to get the puck. Swings it around the boards for Kelly Miller. Miller works it ahead for Steve Konowalchuk. Tamer is back. Konowalchuk moves in. Tamer with a hip check rides him into the boards. Kelly Miller in after it. Tamer lost his helmet. Miller's got the puck. Plays it back out to Tenorti. Winds up for the shot. Deflected on the way in. Bounces into the corner. Konowalchuk plays it. Kelly Miller wrapped up by Sandstrom. Hunter is bumped by Wilkinson. Puck loose in the corner. Wilkinson reaches for it. Pushes it up. It's blocked by Hunter. Wilkinson pulled down by Konowalchuk. Nothing called on the play. Tamer against Konowalchuk. 2:25 to go. Smolinski trying to clear the zone. He does. Gonchar goes back for it. 2:20 remaining. 3-2 Pittsburgh. Lead for Hunter. Hunter fell down, reaching to stay onside. Puck sent all the way down. This will be an icing. Looks like the Pittsburgh defense, especially Chris Tamer, wanted to stop. They sent it all the way down, and icing is whistled. Pittsburgh Penguins got the early lead in the game. A power play goal by Mario Lemieux at 1:57. As he beat Jim Carey on the feed from Sergei Zubov. And then at 6:03, it was Jaromir Jagr with a beautiful move here. And a little screen from Ron Francis. Carey was pulled. Kolzig came in. Ron Francis made it 3-0. It looked like the rout was on for Pittsburgh. But then early in the second period, Dale Hunter went to work. Hunter goes to the net. Gonchar takes the shot. Hunter gets the rebound. It's 3-1. And then in the first minute of the third period, it was Hunter and Gonchar again. And Gonchar got the goal. Mario with 2 points in the game. 2:07 remaining in regulation time. And the faceoffs dominated by Washington in the game. Bondra against Daigneault. Out in front, missed by Johnson. Jagr bumped into Zubov. Zubov moves it up the boards. Nedved tips it clear. Caps have to get onside a minute 50 to go. Daigneault lifts it into the Washington zone. Played by Johnson with Nedved on him. Johnson and Cote with Bondra, Pavonka, and Jones for Washington. Nedved, Jagr, Francis for Pittsburgh with Daigneault and Zubov. Here's Cote with a minute and a half to go. Taken away by Nedved. Sends it all the way down. It'll be an icing. Another face-off deep in the Pittsburgh zone.
And this makes it more difficult for the offensive team trying to score a goal with bad ice conditions this late in the game.
Here's a look at the goal that made it 3-2. Dale Hunter setting up Sergei Gonchar early in the third period.
Well, Hunter just with all kinds of time The defenseman Gonchar moving in from the point. The perfect pass. Gonchar didn't waste any time at all. Let it go quickly and just inside the far post, and that has made this game very interesting.
At the end of the game, Joe and I will select the Jeep Eagle player of the game. Dale Hunter's had an outstanding effort for the Washington Capitals. All over in Winnipeg. The last game ever played in Winnipeg by the Winnipeg Jets. Next year they become the Phoenix Coyotes, and Detroit has defeated Winnipeg 4-1. They will meet the St. Louis Blues in the second round, and Colorado will host Chicago to start round 2 in the Western Conference playoffs. So Detroit, Colorado, Chicago, St. Louis all advance.
The top 3 seeds, and St. Louis was the 5th seed, ousting Toronto, who had the home ice advantage. Meanwhile, now the Washington Capitals have taken a timeout, so they're talking things over.
And the final in from Montreal. The New York Rangers have defeated the Montreal Canadiens 5-3, take that series in 6. They become the 10th team to lose the first 2 games of a 7-game series on home ice and go on to win the series. Pittsburgh, if they hold on to win, would become the 11th team. Now, if Pittsburgh holds on to win, it's Pittsburgh and the Rangers in round 2, Philadelphia and Florida in the second round.
Now the all-important face-off. Peter Nedved had been on the ice for the last shift prior to the face-off, but because of the timeout by Washington, Nedved is now rested, and he'll take this important face-off against Dale Hunter.
Pittsburgh has won only 5 face-offs in the third period, 3 of them won by Nedved. Nedved against Hunter. Hunter wins it. Out of the zone, though. Bolzig is between the 2 circles, set to go to the bench. The puck deep in the Pittsburgh zone, swung around the boards and all the way out. This will be an icing once again, and another face-off deep in the Pittsburgh zone. A minute 13 remaining.
That last face-off, Dale Hunter won it too cleanly. He won it so cleanly, went right between his 2 defensemen off the face-off. Meanwhile, you can see Eddie Johnston. He was hit in the head with a puck about midway through this third period. Cut badly, and of course he doesn't want to leave at this juncture of the game and the series, so they were able to just stitch him up with some different types of bandages.
Yeah, the butterfly bandages, right, Joe?
Yeah, butterfly bandages, and you can see that thing has not stopped bleeding. It's a terrible gash on his head.
He's hanging in there. He took one for the team.
Yes, he did.
Battle for the puck. It slides by Cote. Cote picks off Lemieux. He's trying to get free. He gets to the puck. Moves across. Feed for Nedved. Broken up by Gonchar. Nedved plays it deep. 1 minute remaining in the third period. 3-2 Pittsburgh. Pavanka against Nedved. Bondra going for the puck. Tamer after it. Chips it away. Hunter is deep. Plays it to Bondra. Past him to Pavanka. The net is empty for the Caps. They have 6 skaters on. And the puck is underneath Bondra. 44.4 seconds remaining in the third period, perhaps in the season for the Washington Capitals.
And it'll come down to another important face-off deep in the Pittsburgh zone. The last time they won the face-off, and when the puck came back to Cote, he did not see it. It got by him, and Mario Lemieux nearly had a 2-on-1 with Nedved, and Cote just grabbed onto his stick. He held him for a good 5 seconds until Lemieux was able to break away. Eventually, the 2-on-1 was broken up, but Jim Schoenfeld and his team not out of it yet. 44.4 seconds remaining. Big face-off. Peter Nedved out. He'll take the face-off for Pittsburgh. Dale Hunter, who has been strong on face-offs, will attempt to win it for the Washington Capitals.
Hunter, Jones, Pavanka, Bondra, Cote, and Gonchar for Washington. Nedved ties up Hunter. Comes back to Cote. Blocked by Lemieux, and he clears it down the ice. It wobbles to the goal line. It's an icing on Pittsburgh with 33.6 seconds remaining. And another face-off.
And Mario Lemieux is not happy. That puck barely made it over the line. There's an argument going on. Again, there's Eddie Johnson, blood running down his forehead. Not happy at all with this. That puck had almost stopped. Oh, he's not happy at all. What a warrior Eddie Johnson is.
Absolutely.
Here's the play again. Now, good play by the defenseman. Watch him just kind of slow down. Made it look like he was hustling to get back, but the puck just rolled over the goal line. And so we'll have another important face-off. just prior to that, what a play by Mario Lemieux, knocking the puck out of midair to clear it down the ice. And Eddie Johnson bleeding profusely.
Oh, yes. Eddie wiping blood, setting his defense. He's setting Tamer now. Nedved, Lemieux, Francis, Zubov, and Tamer for Pittsburgh. Hunter for the faceoff. Jones gets to the puck. 30 seconds to go. He falls down, pushes it into the corner. Pavanka's got the puck. Past Bondra. Bondra chases it down. Tamer hits him. In the corner, Lemieux hits Pavanka. Jones trying to get it back to the point man. Bondra steps in. 15 seconds to go. And the whistle stops play for another faceoff. 15.9 on the clock. But the one thing the Penguins have done, Joe, they have not allowed the Caps to get a shot.
The puck is not getting to the net. Both of these two face-off men are trying to win the face-off the same way. They're both going to the boards because Hunter is on his backhand, which is the strongest and easiest way to win the face-off. That's where he's strongest. Now we'll have the face-off on the other side this time, but Nedved, who he was going against, was on his forehand. They were both going the same way. The puck was staying over there.
See the intensity, the nervousness on the faces of both coaches. Both benches are up, leaning over the boards. 15.9 seconds remaining with Pittsburgh holding on to a 3-2 lead, trying to close out the series.
Now if Hunter can win it on his backhand, he's got the right-handed shot behind him.
Gonchar moves in. Gonchar to the goal line. Centers in front, blocked by Reggett. Scramble is on. The loose puck. Francis is on top of it. Another face-off. 7.7 seconds left in this third period.
And right off the face-off, Hunter, instead of going to the backhand so that Cote could get the shot, I think he fooled everyone. Changed and went to his forehand. There it is there. That allows Gonchar as a left-handed shot to move in. But look at in front. Look at all the traffic, skates, everyone going down in front. What a play by Ronnie Francis. He saw the puck going to the left of him. He just laid down on the ice. He laid straight across, and the puck eventually ended up underneath Ron Francis.
7.7 seconds remaining. Jim Schoenfeld up on the edge of the boards, yelling instructions to his players. He sends out Mark Tenorti. Dale Hunter stays on. Eddie Johnson also up on the bench, wiping the blood from his forehead. One last face-off. Can the Caps come up with some magic to stay alive? Can the Penguins hold them off, as they've been doing throughout this period? Caps have outshot Pittsburgh 37-26. 15-5 here in the third period.
The Caps are looking for something similar to Nedved's goal in the fourth overtime. The puck has to get through a maze of players.
Hunter won it, but out of the zone. That's it. The Pittsburgh Penguins have won it. After losing the first two games on home ice, the Pittsburgh Penguins win 4 straight and advance to the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. And a team which showed tremendous heart is eliminated.
A team with all the injuries. Jim Carey having a difficult time in the series, being consoled. The coaches going at it in Game 5. They're shaking hands.
Only the goalie was heroic in defeat for Washington. He came in once again in a relief role. Eddie Johnson wiping the blood away. Kenny Reggett, what a hero he was. He won the last 3 games of the playoffs last year when Pittsburgh beat Washington. He won the last 3 games of this series as well. He is the Jeep Eagle Player of the Game. Jeep Eagle proud to donate $1,000 in Ken Reggett's name to the Amateur Hockey Association of his choice. Dale Hunter, a terrific series for the Washington Capitals. Jaromir Jagr, he and Mario Lemieux were kept quiet early in the series, but they came on. Jagr wound up scoring a point in each game.
His performance in Game 4 was one of the all-time great individual performances put on by anyone. Jagr going against Tenorti.
And this, as you're watching, fans, is one of the great traditions in all of sports. The sign of sportsmanship after a tough 6-game battle. And the handshake when it's all over.
There is absolutely nothing like it, because within a split second, everyone forgets about what happens, congratulate each other, everything. They go their separate ways. And these are two teams that fought very, very hard. Jim Schoenfeld, what a job he did with this team all season long, all the injuries, and he kept them very competitive.
He's disappointed, but his team played with great heart. They are eliminated. Pittsburgh moves on. The Penguins defeat the Caps 3-2 and win the series 4-2. We'll be right back. First round of the playoffs all over in the East. Philadelphia will beat Florida in round 2, and the Pittsburgh Penguins, who won here today, will meet the New York Rangers. And the NHL on Fox next Sunday, it'll be Pittsburgh at the New York Rangers, St. Louis at Detroit. I think that'll be the Rangers at Pittsburgh, excuse me. That'll be Rangers at Pittsburgh for Game 2. Today's game was produced by Michael Burks and directed by Artie Kempner. The associate director was Rich Dewey. The broadcast associates, Barry Landis and Michael Fitzgerald. Studio was show produced by Scott Ackerson, directed by Bob Levy. The executive producers of the NHL on Fox are Ed Gorin and David Hill, our statistician Emmett McGuire. And this one is all over in Landover, Maryland. The Pittsburgh Penguins hold off the Washington Capitals 3-2 and take the series in 6. Bloody coach Eddie Johnson receives congratulations from Jim Schoenfeld. For Joe Micheletti, this is Sam Rosen. So long, everyone.